Y es que la calle bota fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego. Y es que la calle bota fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego, falla, falla, fuego, fuego. Caliente, caliente.
Damn, boys, we're here.
Caliente, caliente, caliente.
A lot of you guys wondering why it took me a while to get a segment out. Honestly, I really didn't like half of you guys to even have the honor to to even speak to the two-time best done deal you know show award.
Those trophies are heavy, man.
I know, bro. It's the only fucking trophies I could carry nowadays because I can't get a fucking championship.
What are you gonna do when you have a third one?
When I have a third one, I don't know. I'm trying to get a fourth one like David, but shit, man. He might not get a fifth. He might not get a fifth this year, though.
Oh, and Tree not looking very good.
But in all seriousness, guys, aside from talking shit, Kevin, LOL. This hot tea is brought to you by Biquet Realty. Any commercial, real estate, whatever the hell you need from that realm of the world, speak to my man Kevin Nunez. He helps a done deal a lot. He's definitely one of the OGs. I helped him win a star in that undisputed Brown season. I actually led the team in touchdowns, believe it or not, back in my day. I know you guys can't believe it because I played like shit last week. But hey, my team went 3-0. And that's all that matters. But I don't need to introduce this guy. We all know this guy as another DD vet, someone most important that's been in the flag community since 1946. Actually, I just Wikipedia'd it. And man, we have the myth, the legend, Petey. What's up, bro? I feel like I've always had you on my list. I'm gonna be honest. You can ask Andres. Like I've always had you, but like the timing was never right, you know. And I was gonna ask you to be on it last week, but then some shit happened with scheduling and stuff. Like now, like I'm like way busier than I used to be before. So I'm like, you know what? Let's see what happens. And I feel like a lot happened. A lot happened.
Absolutely.
But talk to me, man. How's everything?
Good, brother. Here, just living in my cave, chilling with the kids, ready to hopefully fire up a nice little hot seat here, talk some shit about people, the good shit that everybody gets juices going, maybe even reach out to do some international talk because apparently we strung up the world and I feel like I'm the guy to just kind of stir the pot a little bit more. So why not?
Right.
So,
Nice. So man, let's just start off, man. Your done deal career, it's been a joke.
Holy shit, big time.
It's you were a captain at one point, then you dropped to like mid to low tier 2, then you went back up to the top of tier 2. Just tell us in general, as one, a lot of people like to say one of a flag godfather, maybe, like you've been in the game for a long time, people look up to you, a lot of advice, stuff like that. How does it feel to join a league and you completely just sucking it every year?
Bro, that's the thing. Like realistically, it sucks. My nickname, for my first season was Owen because I hadn't won a tournament in the Mamba Bowl. I went 0-3. I got duped into taking, certain people like, oh, this guy's fucking nasty. Let's be real. Timmy sucked. Timmy's always sucked. He's on G's. I love him. But, when it came time to push and shove, I told Andy, go, listen, if we want to be real, Timmy's got to go to B. Love him. One of my favorite people on earth, but not the cut that I need here. But realistically, dude, it's tough. And you come into an environment where other people know what to do. They shark you and you're like, oh, I'll take this guy, take that. I was getting advice. I had no idea who people were. I was getting advice from none other than Kevin. Oh, take Timmy and take this guy and take Patino, and it ended up being that Patino was like my best player, So, bro, done deal's been tough, man. I've always felt that like at my age, there's no way that I should be ranked in the top 10, bro. Like there's no way like, the Sabinas of the world or anything like that should be ranked. I should be ranked above those guys. I'm fucking 40,
Right.
So, it's been a hell of an experience, I messed up on one draft, which nobody remembers now because of all the draft. Yeah, because of all the drafting terror that's been the last 3 seasons with people trading, for 3 tier 6s and shit like that. My one little number blunder, doesn't seem that bad.
Damn. I mean, yeah, bro, you had that interesting season with the Bengals where I mean, at least you owned up to it. You I think after you made the
100%.
trade or something like that, you're like, oh shit, what the fuck did I
Yeah,
do?
and I could have backed out, and I was like, bro, I gotta own it.
Right, you gotta own it, and I mean, it showed on the field. You guys were dog water essentially, but whatever. You played through it. You did your thing. You're always trying your effort. But back to the age thing.
Mhm.
Um, yes and no. Yeah, obviously you're old, cool, bro. But
Older.
right, but like, dude, like, look at yourself, bro. Like, in my opinion, you when you're still on the field on a done deal level, because I really don't see you guys outside of it. I pop in some from here and there, but bro, you're still a straight up baller, bro. You're still a straight up baller. You're at the right place at the right time. Your
Yeah.
throwing needs a lot of work, but I mean, you're not an actual quarterback
No, no.
essentially, but you're
Listen,
still
if
you're still balling on these kids
it,
that are younger than you and more athletic than you. What do you have to say about that?
well, that attributes to the fucking talent that there is out there. There's a bunch of scrubs out there, realistically,
Right.
and football in Miami has never progressed. Once it got to like a cloth where I was done, I was there, and then the Peaky ages, Peaky's class never really came up except for Peaky. I know we can't not go through a hot seat and talk about Peaky, so let's do it. Why not? Every hot seat for the last 5 hot seats is Peaky, 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 Peaky. Can't you see? So, so realistically, dude, like I think at my age and like how soft flag football is now, you get these newcomers that are, they're just coming up to the game, but they sit in fucking seat for so many years that by the time they actually get to play a level where, hey, there's actually competition, you can see the disparity and the difference between somebody like me who's been doing this since 97 or 96, like playing, in Let It Fly organized tournaments since 96. Yeah, 96.
God damn, I was
Um,
born in '94. Holy shit.
yeah, you were 2 years old and I was already winning. How old are you?
28.
28. So I'm 12 years older than you. I was already winning my first 13 U's or 14. We were actually playing in 16 and over with Can't Catch Me Boy. That was my first ever team.
Damn.
Actually, little known fact. All right. Jesus Lorenzo, the one that plays,
Yeah.
he was on my first ever team for Let It Fly. So
Damn.
he's old as dog shit too.
Holy shit. But I guess since you spoke about the Angel, Peaky, bro, talk to me, bro. Flag career, been a lot of drama. Didn't you used to play for 305?
I
Some
did.
shit.
I
How
did.
was that whole falling out? Did you get kicked out? Did you get
No,
booted? No.
never.
Did you punch somebody or some shit?
Nah. That was never my role, bro. Um, Falling out, never, because you gotta remember that kid. I've known him since he was 17. So when you groom somebody from 17 to now, and groom I mean like in the year ages, like I took him to his first strip club, stupid things like that. You spend time on the road together, like going to tournaments, you grow a different relationship. So when the 305 stuff bottomed out, like I knew, like there was always like tension, bro. Like Manny created a lot of tension. Manny wanted to run the team. Manny wanted to be like the godfather and take over, and Peaky wasn't ready to have those reins taken from him yet. So when he took on the team, I thought he did a good job of trying to organize like practices and shit. But realistically, shit just happens. I'm a guy that never plays one format. All right, I go to these tournaments nationally. I play in 6 different formats, and that's what I do. So that whole issue with when he found out I was playing with ESS in another format, it kind of created like a little bit of tension. But it is what it is, bro. You're not playing fives. I'm not gonna sit here with my thumb in my ass and play one division. And then on top of that, I got pissed because then they wouldn't put me in to play fours. And I was like, all right, cool. So I got my beer, sat on the sideline, and I just watched. I watched the destruction of whatever was happening. They got demolished left and right because let's be real, nobody could stop anybody, and they couldn't score. They were outmatched in every game. So the next day, I just left the chat. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I felt like that was a perfect way to do it, and that was it. And Peaky and I didn't speak until from January to whenever the Mamba Bowl was.
So when Peaky took over of 305, he took over. That was after injury, correct?
Post injury.
Oh yeah, post injury.
Yeah.
But he took over essentially everything, but also main part the quarterback position.
Yeah, it's always been his team, but yeah, he took over quarterbacking.
So you're saying that the scoring from the team got worse after Peaky became the full-time quarterback?
I'm gonna say that they struggled a lot at quarterback at scoring to get it when Peaky took over. Right? You got to remember, it's a brand new style of quarterback from what they're used to. They used to, this little giant meatball back there. That's it, and the guy would throw fucking, to the one to Oomp. It was the Oomp show 24/7. Never used anybody else realistically. But it went from that to the greatest show on turf, Fatty Mahomes, just fucking, and it was, and the style of play works now in this game. But when that game was being introduced, you got a bunch of people that have never played that format, like, the JJs of the world, Eric Loras of the world, they hadn't played that format yet with the greatest show on turf. We took it on the road to a couple tournaments. We beat the Freaks, in Jacksonville twice. So it's not like we struggled a lot, but
Right.
there was always a couple missing components, realistically on that team that, kind of held us down from winning.
Was 305 ever at one point like when did Eric Laura join 305? When was that?
Eric Laura was I think was on the original 305. Eric's always been 305, but when you go to college and you go to NFL and you got family, it's a little different when you have a career and stuff like that. So the flag always mixed in later on, but Eric's been on that since the inception.
Wow, I fucking love seeing that guy play, bro.
Me too.
It's so much fun. Like especially in the tournaments, it's so much fun.
What I love about him is the intensity, because that dude doesn't give a fuck if he's down by 17. Can I curse? Because yeah, I'm just making sure, because everybody's a pansy nowadays. Can you said the word fuck? That dude could be down by 17 points and he doesn't give a shit. Throw me the fucking ball. Let's win this fucking game. And he yells and he brings passion. I love that. I love fire. I love fire.
Right. So yeah, so we get the whole little summary there. Your
Gotcha.
whole falling out. We're giving some knowledge to everybody out here. Enough about Peaky. I don't. Let's give him a break.
All right, maybe one season.
It's one season. Hey, wait. Is this the Peaky year? Is this the year that Peaky wins it?
It's always
I feel like we hear that shit every fucking year, and I'm getting fucking tired of it.
I just want the fucking kid to win, man.
No, but I'm not gonna lie. Me too. I've told him this countless amount of times, bro. And I said it. I think I said it when he won his MVP. When he won his MVP, I said it, bro. Very rewarding. Not that many people care as much as Done Deal as that motherfucker does, and I truly appreciate that. But goddamn, figure it out, Peaky.
Figure
it fucking out, man. If we got fucking Mr. 4-time David Elias out there doing his thing, you could do it too. Yep.
But
let's talk about Mr. David Elias.
Oh boy.
So, a lot of people don't know that I was supposed to have David on the hot seat. We agreed to terms. We agreed to terms to have him on the hot seat. He was feeling himself, right? But
after he won or pre-winning?
After he got his second one, we agreed on it. And then after he got his fourth one, we agreed on it. But we wanted to do it a specific way because it's David.
It's David.
So I'm still saving that up. That's probably the only announcement that I'll give out here. Hey, hot seat. Oh, David. Reason being, I want to do it a little differently and special for you guys, but I haven't had really the time to do that for you guys. But David, bro, does it piss you off that he's winning so much? Because I know a lot of captains are pissed off. I feel like a lot of people are joining this league simply just to beat that motherfucker.
So here's the thing. I am not one of those dudes that's going to be pissed off because, I've played with David before. All right. And that's one of those kids that I've tried to grab and I've tried to coach. I've tried to tell him to go take Fredo's job. I've tried to tell him to go fucking take all of Nas's fucking job and fucking go get it. Because I think he could play. He just needs the right tools.
Right.
All right. He needs the right team. Unfortunately, not a shot at Nas, but it is like those fuckers can't get a team together. They pick up Willie and then Willie goes to coach's daughter. They pick up, this guy or this guy or this guy. So like, it's never a complete performance. And I've told him to stop being a bitch. All right. Go in there and be a fucking killer. Take the fucking job from Fredo. Oh my God, Fredo's my boy. Gives a fuck. Go take his job. Fucking win a goddamn tournament. Get a piece in. But nah, it doesn't bother me that he wins. I want to beat him just so that when I do beat him, it's one of those things like, fuck yeah, I beat the fucking best guys. I beat him Brady. Or I want to trade for him and fucking have him help me win a fucking star.
Whatever gets you a fucking star.
I don't give a fuck at this point. I just want one.
Right. Nah, bro, but like I hear a lot of people saying it. I'm not gonna mention specific names, but it was interesting whenever people join the league or seasons before, they're like, oh, it's David. Oh, or how they had that thing about, oh, Kevin fucking won a star and went 16-0 and got MVP and whatever. Fucking Perra fucking won an MVP in a fucking competitive flag league. What the fuck's going on? But then people step into Done Deal, they start understanding it and they get fucking educated as fuck. Right?
Yeah. And I see that with Andy Fuentes, my quarterback. Like I struggled with him this week to him to understand to like take over the fucking game. There's no rusher right here can rush with you. Nobody can stick you,
Yep. All
like
day to throw.
countless
All day
time,
to throw.
bro. Mikey Sabina sacked him twice. All right. That's how I knew that dude was out of his game. And I'm like, bro, yeah, I get it. Like I dropped a touchdown. I didn't expect it to come to me flat out. 100% dropped it. All right. The second one was debatable because they called me out of bounds. I thought I snagged it one-handed. It was pretty okay, but I forgot the challenge rule and I didn't challenge it until later on that I challenged another one, but it was stupid at that point. But like low key, like bro, like some of these guys that are legit athletes, like Andy Fuentes, like if you step on a field, there's not an athlete, all right, like a physical athlete that's gonna be able to compete with that guy. All right. Now, whether you combine the mental aspect of it, all right, and being able to do is, oh, that's the matchup. Oh, that's the matchup. Let's do this. That's where the difference between DD is, bro. And you get all these athletes that are really athletes, but you put them into a setting where they got to now not throw to an athlete or find a tier 6 down the line or something like that. And it's just like, whoa, all right, dude, figure your shit out. Figure your shit fucking out.
Right. So I that's why like I'm trying to it makes me happy whenever I see someone join this league and then they're like, oh shit, like this is the real deal. Like this is actually not as easy as I used to think. Yeah, I'm playing with maybe people at a lower skill set, but it makes it more challenging. Andy Fuentes is a great example. Let's talk about your team specifically because I fucking love that guy. I love how that guy plays. I disagree with his drafting every single time. Aside one year, I think he when I don't know if he was the one that was drafting Alabama. I'm not sure. It was a season ago or a year ago for the tournament. I think that was his best draft he's had. But aside from that, more or less from the seasons, like what are you doing, Andy?
Yeah, I
You're
don't know,
not gonna
dude.
win with 3 tier 6s, bro.
No,
It's just not gonna happen.
nope.
And to anybody listen, don't try to be that guy because I feel like Eddie recently too. He's been like on the 2 tier 5 tip like
Same shit.
lately. Like yeah, I'm gonna be the first, bro. Like you're not gonna be cool for that. Like you're not gonna fucking you're not gonna get a fucking a trophy or whatever the case may be, a cookie. No, bro. Try to trade rape everybody.
100%.
Everybody.
100%.
It's fantasy football at the end of the day. Find a weak link, be a snake, whatever the case may be, and figure it the fuck out. It's an art.
Yeah.
Yoan's really good at it. David Elias is really fucking good at it. Like, learn from them.
Yeah, somehow those guys always finagle a team where it's like look at the Colts last year. Like how they got Mikey Sabina in a trade and Angel, like that was clutch because now that gives you Chris Zuzu, Sabina, Alpha, David, and Angel. And I don't even know who their tier 6 was. I don't even think it matters who their tier 6 was.
I think
Maybe
Angel was their tier 6.
I don't know who their tier 5 was. I think it was, I don't know.
I don't know.
Exactly. That's how irrelevant it is. That's
Fuck,
how
now
irrelevant
I
that
feel like an
fucking
asshole. My bad, whoever it is, bro.
that's how irrelevant that position is or that player was when they won a championship with those 4 guys.
Oh, Danny, Kevin's friend.
Fuck, Danny, yes.
Yes,
Oh, Danny's cool though. I like Danny.
good people.
Thanks, Andres.
No, it wasn't him. It wasn't him. I swear, it wasn't him. Oh, Andres, shut the fuck up.
But yeah, so those guys have an art form for that shit, and that's something that I think a lot of like rookies are afraid to do. Like you get a lot of rookies in here that they're afraid to just make a move or like, oh, I'm gonna keep my guys. Like, loyalty's cool, and I get it. And I told my team, like, dude, if you guys get an offer for me, bro, you think it makes a team better? Peace out. I'm not gonna do that to you. Why? Why not?
Let's be honest. You want to
Because if I can
get the fuck out of there, bro.
if I can get David in a fucking trade,
You're doing it.
100%.
I mean, bro, that's it. That's actually a pretty like Saints and Falcons should definitely be talking. That should definitely be a conversation to be had because I'm telling you right now, Andy, because I fuck with you. You are not gonna win with the team that you have right now. Okay?
Listen, we were one drive away from being 2-1. All right. And I told him in the drive, I was like, yo, whatever you have done in every single drive, do not change it. These guys cannot cover us. The Más o Menos DD team, they could not figure us out. We took one ill-advised shot on first down to Grant, which I get it. The home run ball, it's a 50-50 ball, but it was a very tough throw. He threw it to the corner and Grant had like nowhere to go. So if he catches it, whatever, he catches it. But he took a shot there and then second down, he ran finally. And the thing with him, like I told him, I go, dude, you got to know where you're at. You got to know the field. This field is fucking 4 yards deep. We threw a hitch to Grant and he was at midfield.
Right.
You know, so you do that on first play, and on second play you run, and you know we're in a different game. We're 2-1. We're not even, you know, we're in the top 5. I mean, we're almost in the top 5 now with that with our same record.
I mean,
So
that's why you guys are one or two moves away from essentially being, you know, in it, as in
yeah,
like being one of the top teams that they see. But yeah, you guys were ranked 20th.
we're
Uh,
still ranked 20th.
the Steelers were ranked 19th. The Giants were ranked 18th, and the Rams were ranked 17th, and the
And all,
Panthers were ranked 16th. Out of 4 out of those 5 teams, balled the fuck out
yep.
week 1. By the way, I just want to say this is a side note, and I mean this in all seriousness. Andy, you're fucking doing a great job. You have impressed me with your commissioner skills. I know you were, you know, when it comes to you being a leader, we ain't gotta judge you, bro. Especially in life, bro. But I did doubt you in done deal as a commissioner.
He
And bro,
stepped up a little bit.
he's kicking ass. I told him the other day, I'm like, bro, he's like I forgot. I don't know if he went up to me or something. He's like, you see what time it is, CP? Look at what time we're getting out of here. And I'm like, what the fuck?
It was
Like it was like
11:20. We were
yeah,
done
it
with our
was
game.
crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I thought I was doing a great job, but nah, bro, great job in all seriousness. But bro, holy shit, you don't know shit, bro. Like that was bad.
That was
But
bad.
but you know, I feel like we always say this. Oh, the commissioner is ranking bad or whatever. But fuck it, let's keep the show going. You know, god damn, that was bad, bro.
Yeah,
You
it was pretty
know,
bad.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty surprised by the Steelers.
Me too. Me too.
They did surprise me, but I mean, fuck it. I guess I'm assuming Giants and Steelers will go at it next week to see who the top team in that conference is. But yo, shout out to Pablo playing quarterback. A lot of people doubted, a lot of people talk shit, and I think they had like a really good week without Pena.
I mean, listen, real Loki. I think Peña is gonna be just an average person in that team because the kid's great, but 5 plays and he's gassed. You know, anytime that they're missing a player and that guy's got to play on the field all the time, gassed. You know, and like low key, he's a fire player. I've played with him before, but you know, when you need to dig deep and you need to go in those 5 hard, or your rotation is early, and now you play the rest of the game. Like, dude, like I played against him against last year when he played the Bengals, and obviously we couldn't push it together for the first 2 or 3 drives, and that came from not really practicing a lot. But like the minute that we started like running and like picking up the pace, that dude was hands on knees, tap out, you know. So I thought Pablo played pretty damn well for not having him, and I think honestly, bro, like if that guy trades Benya and gets back a couple tier 2s where he has no tier 6, that team's gonna be an issue.
I'll do it for sure. I'm pretty sure after that performance that he showed for the rest of his teammates, he's definitely gonna get one other person to agree with
Yeah,
him on a trade
100%,
easily.
100%.
But yeah, but enough about giving people's props.
Yeah.
Bro, who do you fucking hate in this league? Like, who annoys the shit out of you?
Listen, I still have my shit with Molly, bro. Fuck that guy. That guy got fucking talked into some bullshit call, fucking cost us the tournament. Like that guy, whatever, bro. If I saw him on the side of the road with a flat tire, I probably still wouldn't help his ass. Probably drive by and puncture the other one. Nah, maybe not that bad, but nah, that's still that. Like I'm a guy. Like listen, Andy was telling me you gotta let it go. I'm like, no, bro, I'm not gonna fucking let it go. I want to win a fucking DD tournament. All right, I had fucking worked my ass off to win that tournament. All right, and then we get the call right. We go to the fucking line. We're about to snap, and I look at Andres, and he's like, and Andres says, "What the fuck are we going back for now?" All right. Oh, I just remembered he passed the line. I'm like, what the fuck you mean you just remembered he passed the line? You know? And
Right.
that shit pissed me off because Steady was in the back. All right. And then Kevin and fucking Molly were just yapping. And I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? And all of a sudden that fucking call gets changed. And I'm like, so you're telling me we went through this whole motion where we figured out that he didn't cross the line. We go back to the line we're about to snap the ball and the play gets stopped again. And I'm like, dude, yeah. So that's my beef with that guy, dude. Fuck that.
I'm a big believer in getting the right call. And to be fair, I can't. Because I was reffing that game. I fucking couldn't tell. I really couldn't fucking tell if I don't know if it was Baca, whoever was across the
Yeah, it was
line or
Baca.
not. Hopefully, I'm praying we got the right call. I don't think we ever confirmed if it was the right call or not, or with video evidence or not.
I don't think there was
But
any video because it was pouring.
okay, so look, but now, if let's just say hypothetically it was a wrong call, right?
Mhm.
Now we implemented something into hopefully helping situations like that. And as Andres likes to say, we're gonna hold the refs honest. So they're gonna be honest now. We switch it also to penalties. So hopefully we could change that. Now it's someone you can't stand, right? But who is somebody that you'll never play for, captain level, someone that you do not want to be drafted by whatsoever?
Let me get a captain list real quick. If you have one
Captain
handy.
list. I do. All right, so we got the caps. We have Kurt, Lulu, Alex M, Derek, Lewis, Benya, Peaky, Al, Georgie, Pat, and
Al.
Al. Ooh,
Yeah.
why?
Because Al's about as dependable as a root canal from Captain Hook, bro.
Mm.
That some days he shows up, some days he doesn't, and that's my boy. I love Al, but I can't play for him. I can't play for him. I need somebody. If you're gonna be a cap, I need you to be involved, bro. I can't. I want to play a season where I don't have to be a cap. You know, like or where if I'm drafted as a tier 2, I don't have to figure out the rotations. I don't have to figure out like, bro, like you're a cap, like figure that shit out. You know, and I feel like Al is that guy. Like I feel like I lose my shit with Al.
That is true, bro. You get drafted because, oh, you know the deal, you know all the player personnel, you know how this shit works or whatever. So you're gonna be that guy or whatever.
But I've
That's true.
never won anything in here.
But you haven't done shit.
Shit.
You haven't done shit.
I've had
You know?
one winning season where where we actually did good with the Bengals the second round with Willie. You know, we started off on
Oh
fire.
wow, that's true.
We started off on fire. We were number 1 throughout the whole thing, and I mean, yeah, there I figured out stupid rotations and shit like that. That was easy because I didn't have to do anything else. That guy was the cap. That guy did the fucking throwing. He did the playing. You know, and I did everything else on the chat. Like, so it was a good balance. But like, you know, when I get drafted and like, oh, well, what rotation we're gonna use? I'm like, I don't know. Well, why don't you figure that out? You know, what do you want to do? You know, does this guy do you want to have a set rotation? Like, I don't believe in set rotations because that's stupid. You know, and I think last week what happened to me in that rotation, I didn't want to get stuck on the last drive sitting out.
Yeah, we spoke about that.
Or me and Andy or Andy sitting out. I really wanted Andy to stay in, so that's why I rotated early. But bro, like that hindsight 2020, I should have just pulled out Kenny there. I would have rushed that last drive or Damien, and we would have won that game 4-3 no heat if I was in that drive because I wouldn't have let him throw the bomb and shit like that. I would have pulled back the reins.
Well, hopefully, that's a lesson learned from you guys, and
Facts.
let's see, bro, because I'm hearing that there's some trade talks. I know definitely the Falcons are involved in some talks, as they should. I don't think that's something that's a secret or anything like that. But going 0-3 and Mr. David being the dud of the week,
Win 3 and 5 points.
I think there's an issue every season with whenever the power rankings come out and the top team gets ranked number 1, some bullshit always happens. That's like the fucking Drake betting curse or the LeBron curse or Kim Kardashian curse, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think that shit's real, man, and
I think so too. Look at Peter Delgado. We talk mad shit about him on Beyond the Scrubs. That guy throws fucking 11 touchdowns. 8 of them to Daniel, whoever the Daniel that just came out of nowhere and just that kid. Right. I think their game that I ref, that kid had 4 catches and 4 touchdowns. That's it.
Wow. Yeah, bro. Honestly, man. I'm in my head. I had him as an easy dub on my conference side, but now, bro, we're gonna definitely compete, and it's gonna be interesting. That team's built.
That team's built pretty good.
I think it's built weirdly, but yeah, like it just works. Like sometimes it just works. And at the end of the day, it's all on Peter. But I mean, that's essentially for any team and any quarterback throwing the ball, so it's nothing new. But let's talk more about the teams that did really good and the teams that did really, really bad, right?
Yeah.
What team right now that you see, not including yourself, not including the Falcons, because that's the easy 0-3, or maybe a team that did well and you think they're fake? Do you think there's a team that
I think the Rams are fake. I think
fake.
I think as well as Pablo play, we're going to beat the dog shit out of them because, like, yeah, they played well, but scheming wise, I think we have a piece that they don't. We have 2 pieces that they don't. They don't have anybody that can cover Grant, and they don't have anybody that can cover Andy. And realistically, if you're going to put a tier 3 on me, good luck, because I'm going to eat every tier 3 in this league at 40.
So, the Giants 3-0. It's funny because I went up to Andy, right? And I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, you guys went 3-0, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, but it was a fluke 3-0, right?" And I'm like,
"Why?"
No. That just means that there's been conversations about the Giants and their 3-0 fluke.
Well, he
You
had
guys,
you in the top 20. He had you in the top 5 worst teams in the
yeah,
rank.
yeah, it's bottom three. But you guys spoke about us briefly, I believe, and I don't know, I forgot what you said specifically. But tell me, what's your thoughts on that team? I feel like there was a big question mark because no one knew about the brothers. No one was
No
educated
one
about
know
the
no
brothers.
nobody knows about
Yeah,
the brothers, and now they know. So my take on that, all right, because everybody talks shit about Chris Dominguez and this, and I'm like, you forget that he still got that team to a final. Okay. He was a Forest drinking night away from possibly beating David, or at least forcing another game or something like that. So what I had said on the show was, I don't know how far that team's gonna go, or I don't know how good that team is, but with Chris, I never count out Chris. Everybody counts out his arm. Yeah, he had a bad season that he won 2 games. 100% that Ian didn't show up. That was a fucking clusterfuck for him. But dude, that guy knows how to DD.
right.
And when it doesn't happen, he just gets a handoff and he runs. And you still got to chase him. And if you're throwing a pass to him, that means that the guy that was essentially rushing him is now covering him. And that's a win. All you got to do is make a throw.
Yes.
You can't miss people on the goal line, CP.
Oh my god, that was fucking hilarious. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, just from my team perspective, very impressed with Chris D. I've always known he had it in him. I told him this year, bro, just take over, bro. I need you to take over. I need you to that dog that you should talk about being. I need you to be it. And these two brothers, they got some swag, bro. They got some swag, and they talk, but like they're still humble in a way. So I really fuck with this team. And Nick Q showing up. I told Nick Q, motherfucker, look, you're
Bro,
playing with
listen.
me now. You're playing with me now. I know he fucked you guys,
Fuck,
but
he
you're
fucked us,
playing with
man.
me now. You best believe your ass don't show up, you're fucking gone.
Well, now you guys implemented that don't show up at 2 and you're gone. Like, bro,
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, listen, the biggest strength that we would have had last year was having Nick Q on the rotations, because not a lot of tier sixes can stick that guy,
He's
you know.
bro,
And
he
when
might
he
be
was
the most
there,
athletic tier six. I'm trying to think of,
yeah,
you know.
when he was there, like, he was a matchup problem. Look, bro, I was throwing that guy goes, at one point. So yeah, Nick Q last year, I mean, we probably would have had a different record if he shows up for 40% of the season. Because we played teams 5 hard and nobody had to rotate. Nobody had to put in you know, the the Rogers on the team and shit like that.
Um, Now the last thing we're gonna talk about, 49ers 3-0.
Mhm.
They should have lost to the Jags. I don't know if you heard about that game or saw it or whatever. They
No,
should have lost to the Jags. But I believe Boo dropped the game-winning touchdown.
I needed him to drop
Uh,
that in my game.
yeah. But yeah, bro, the 49ers, man, 3-0. Derek making some noise again. I've heard Revis was going off. What's your overthought on that team?
Um, so they have Revis. Who else? Just give me a
Yeah.
brief, because I haven't paid attention to that
Revis,
team.
Louis V, Robbie, Roger,
Yeah, I'm not
and
worried
Chris
about that team.
Martinez.
Not
Chris
worried about that
Martinez.
team.
No, not worried about that team.
Nah, they have nobody that, again, if we
Bro,
play them
no,
with the Saints.
they can't sack Derek though, bro. Derek figures out a way just to get the fuck out of there and just sling it.
Listen, we'll figure that out with him, but I'm not worried about that team. That team's what, all but 5-2, all of them.
I don't know, bro. It's how Roger scored 2 game-winning touchdowns, bro.
Rogers not scoring a game-winning touchdown on us. Fuck that guy.
Oh
You can
shit!
oh you can say all you want. I'm the best. No, you fat boy, you ain't scoring you ain't
I
scoring no
fucking
touchdown on us.
told you guys.
I told you, but I gotta see those videos for a month. Nah, fuck that. And that guy's not scoring against us.
All
I mean,
right.
listen. Derek finds a way to win. Last year we played them tight. I think every single time we lost. I think both 4-3, including the one that would have put us in the playoffs. But Nick Q also had a yacht party, so that fucked us. Low key. Shout out to my boy Nick Q for banging a bunch of bitches and getting your girlfriend and getting locked up. Low.
Mhm. So all right. So Derek always got into it with Lulu, and then he got into it with the Ravens and the whole squad. Is there some secret beef there or some shit that's going on that we don't know about in the done deal side?
I mean, as far as I know, dude, I mean, I've known Derek for a long time. Again, I don't have the same relationship that some of these guys have, because me and Derek go back since he was heavy hitters. He went to heavy hitters. He used to play with Willie back in the day, and we used to whoop their ass, like always. And then I think a lot of that sometimes brews over from the AirTech bullshit, you know. I know that we played them in Turkey Bowl, and like a lot of my 40-year-old friends that we play, because we put our 40-year-old team in the Turkey Bowl rec, and we just we lost to the Air Tech team. I think like by 6 because we had nobody. David was actually playing with us and he sold us out, bitch ass, to play with Nas or whatever demolished team that they took. But I don't know, bro. I think Derek sometimes rubs people the wrong way, and I know the Ravens team. Who's the Ravens team again? I'm thinking last
This
year.
year?
Yeah. Oh, you're talking about last year.
Oh, last year, Ravens.
Yeah. Last year was Devin. That was Devin.
Yeah.
But I know
Squad.
obviously too that'll have some yap worthy stuff, but I don't think it goes anything further than the field.
Who's the worst flag organization? Like right now?
Red zone, and I'll
No,
tell you why.
fuck it.
Oh,
I'll hear it though. But I meant like Swoosh, Nas, G's in general.
Swish doesn't have a fucking team, bro. Come on.
Oh shit. Rest in peace.
So rest in
All right.
peace, R.I.P. Swish.
All right, but talk to me about Red Zone. What's up?
Oh no, yeah, if for flag or yeah, that league to me has killed flag football. And the reason
Really?
that, yeah, of course, all right, the league is based off cash, money. That's all they want. They don't give a fuck if you play C for the next 68 years, as long as you pay your $900, whatever you want. There's no progress in that league. They throw their bullshit tournaments for $1,500 here and there. Oh my god, you attract people. All it is a money ploy, and unfortunately, it's one of those things where there isn't anything else to play or anywhere else to go. So those guys are always going to be on top. But if you can come up with a different product, like, back in the day, we had 4 leagues to choose from. We had Easy Sports. All right. We had Willie Chacon's league. We had Fax Dashing Sports. And then we had the Brian Piccolo. We had a Brian Piccolo 7-man league to choose from. All right. And yes, I was that guy that played in three league games in one night. So me and Tronky would play in Willie Chacon's league at 7. Our Amelia Earhart games were at 9, and we go play at Piccolo afterwards in one night. So when you have variety, of course, you have a ton of leagues to choose from. But now, bro, you got nothing. You got Monday, Wednesday, and that's it. And all these other leagues, like 305 Sports or something. I think 365 Sports that runs like a 7-man league in Hialeah. He's trying to build something, but there's no movement there. A lot of those guys from Dundee, like Ralphie, Steady, I met a lot of those guys in that league. So. He's trying to build that Hialeah league, but there's no product out there. There's nothing that's going to bring the next generation of players up. Just is what it is, That's why we've fallen behind and getting our ass whooped by fucking all these Texas teams.
Right. I mean, that red zone thing's always been a thing. They do something completely different than what we do, but hopefully maybe one of these days somebody starts something new, gives them some competition, and they get to change their ways. I guess
it's in the works. It's in the works.
It's in the works. Ooh.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine that's very ambitious, and he's very good at organizing things. He's a leader. He's I'm not gonna say that he hasn't thought about it and we haven't talked about it.
Has he played in Dundee?
I might say that he has 1 or 2 times.
So, 1 or 2 times. Oh.
Yeah. Or 3.
Or 3. Okay, so it definitely might be, someone in the deal. Hopefully, I mean, that'll be incredible. I'll definitely support, especially if it's someone that came from Dundee. I think that's something I love about this league is that, yeah, we talk a lot of shit. Yeah, hey, you suck. Hey, I'll fuck your mother type shit. But
I'll back you up.
I got your back no matter what. I saw that a lot in Worlds. A lot of teams were getting eliminated, losing, but they still stayed to show support for some of the other Miami teams. Más o menos ended up winning. A lot of people showed them love. I thought that was really dope. And that's just the beautiful thing about Dundee. It gets that. But organization from the flag world, right? Teams.
Listen, going back to that comment you made, all right, because this is something that pissed me off, and I pulled them aside, and we went to New York in July, and we played Nas. We played Nas twice. We beat him once on a very close game. Jaime threw a pick. We lost. They lost. All right. The next game, they came out. I pulled David aside. I said, "Your offense fucking is trash. All right. Stop fucking trying to beat these scrubs deep. Play the short game, this and that, whatever." We end up playing them. They gave us a game for a little bit. After that, we just beat the brakes off them. But after that game, we play some other team, Supreme or some shit like that, for the championship. Beat the brakes off them too. But on the sideline, Benya was like, fuck, fuck these niggas, fuck that, Nas over everything. And I pull him, I go, we don't do that. All right. For years, all right, when you get eliminated, the camaraderie between Miami always stays with Miami. I don't give a fuck if it's me or you in there. All right. I'm going to stay in support and I'm going to stay and cheer you on. And I think a lot of that has been lost throughout the years with the camaraderie because teams don't build together. You don't get the 5 or 6 teams that travel from A, like 305 or G's or Swoosh. Traditionally, you get those 4 teams. Yeah, those guys may not fucking go hang out at the hotel together, but I'm going to watch Peaky's game. Peaky's going to watch our game. We're going to watch Swish's game. We're going to watch, all the teams that you're there. The camaraderie is always going to be there. And if it's us versus Texas or us versus barbecue chicken, like when Peaky won that game against fucking barbecue chicken, 27 degrees at night, I was there. I wasn't moving, So I think a lot of that is lost with camaraderie in all these teams. Look, young teams like 105, they don't get it yet. All these other teams are trying to move up that don't, like those kids Hunchos or Galen Med. I know there's some Galen Med guys or whatever, like those teams got to do something. You can't just win red zone and be fucking red zone champs. Everybody's got red zone rings. I got a ton of red zone rings. So anyways, not to harp on that, but I felt like getting that one off my chest because that pissed me off in New York. I was fired the fuck up. And then you guys want to come hang out with us afterwards. Nah, chill.
Yeah, bro. That's what people I hope they're changing that mentality, and I encourage everybody to essentially, just go support each other. At the end of the day, bro, we're all from the same city, trying to do the same shit, trying to win, everything. If y'all end up losing, you lose. If you win, you win. It is what it is, but just show love. But back to the question. Worst organization.
I gotta say, bro, Nas, bro, they
Nas.
got too much turmoil. They can't figure out a fucking, a straight structure. And they have athletes, they have people.
I saw.
All right. They just can't fucking piece it together, And there's no amount of insight that you're ever going to be able to get into anybody's head on that side. So like that's not even like a thing. I talk to individual players, obviously like, with David and shit. Like David and I, for the most part, I'd say we're pretty. I've given him my honest opinion, and I want him to succeed as a player because I think he's great. And low key, I'm not gonna lie to you, I've tried to get him on G's, and that guy's loyal. And that's something that you don't find a lot. All right. So yeah, I took a shot at Nas because your organizational structure sucks, but I think you guys can do something if you can actually put shit together. Low key.
So would you say if the big boys, the people running the league, the Angels, I don't know who else runs the team essentially, if they would maybe listen a bit or change up maybe their philosophies or maybe have some consistency, they would go a long way?
I think you have to start small. All right. Changing a philosophy on a team that's just thrown together is really hard. All right. You piece together a bunch of people and you expect them to win when they've never played together. Impossible. All right. It's really hard. And I see that on G's. I listen, G's had 39 people at one point. And I told Andy, I go, listen, if you want to just go to tournaments and have fun and just show up, I'm down. Let me know. Because that's the attitude that I'm going to have. But if you want to win, you get rid of these fucking muertos because these guys don't belong on an A roster. All right. And we put something together. And that's the same thing they got to do, bro. They need to change a philosophy. They need to get a core. They need to get people that actually fucking care about what they're doing. Paying for people to show up. I'm just saying paying because that's what now Texas does. They pay people and they show up and they win. Those guys have athletes that are playing year round. But, when you just put a bunch of athletes together on the field, it's like, all right, win. But how? You've never played together. I can attest to this. Like, dude, like back in the day when we were spanking people, like the same 5 guys that I went to lunch with or hung out with every single day of my life, I played flag football with. So I knew those guys better than anybody, and you don't have that on a team. It's never gonna work. Never gonna work.
Cuba International, man. Talk to us. You guys made a lot of noise.
Yeah, we got some people butthurt, man.
I wouldn't say that like I knew a lot, but I now I understand your guys' goal. And bro, that's so fucking cool, bro. That's like one of the coolest things I've heard in a pretty long time when I heard everything overall. And I think it's really dope. Just talk to us about Team Cuba, what's going on with that. You're one of the coaches, right?
Yeah, I had no choice but to step down. Whatever. That's what it is.
Talk to me, bro.
Nah, yeah. I mean, listen, at a day and age where you got to understand where talent and age are above you. Obviously, I understand my role. All right. So if they tell me, hey, you're playing in the 15-man roster, I'm in. If they tell me I'm not playing, but you can do this, I'm still in. I think that from the perspective of being able to do something that's never been done in flag, like, I played on a USA team before, it's cool. But like when you separate that and put it into an Olympic division where you actually get an opportunity to do as a real gold medal, then yeah, fuck yeah, I'm in. So, I think that for what they want me to do, honestly, I think I'm a really good asset to that because, bro, I nitpick the fuck out of this game, man. Like, there's nothing you can tell me that I haven't seen. I was giving classes to Antonio the other night on, like, what he did wrong and what he did this. Rushing is obviously my expertise, and there's so many levels to rushing that everybody just thinks is go get the quarterback. I'm like, bro, it's so not. And that's how you can tell from mediocre rushers to not, you know. So things like that, like, I think that we're gonna make a ton of noise. I think Texas is gonna be a coming out party because of the simple fact that if we can get the roster that we have working now with a few other pieces, like, bro, it's gonna be a mission. We're in a format where John can win easy because there's no throwbacks, there's no handoffs, you got to be a quarterback, and you don't have that traditional thing, bro. Yes, is he stirring some pot? Yes, absolutely. Are people calling because they're worried that we have freaks athletes? Yes, and that's what we want. I was informed on Monday on what was happening, and I immediately thought to myself, I'm like, they're gonna try to blackball us because they don't want to compete with us. We have better athletes, and I'll say it right now, Andy, Pablo, whatever. I know you guys are trying out for USA, whatever, but that team's gonna suck. Team's gonna suck dick. All right. The Bruce Maps of the world, he's just a fat guy that can run down the field. All right. All those guys are just regular people, that are in a setting where it's produced for them to win. You play against Mexico and you play against Italy and Japan. Yeah, look at those teams that you're stacked up against. They're nothing compared to talent. But you put a Team Cuba in there where, let's say you finish out a roster. Let's say your roster is Anthony Olivencia. Mm-hmm. Let's say your roster is Georgie from squad as a rusher. And then you got, a David Ribeiro, which is an old school guy, but trust me, that guy can play, or a JR at safety, or a D-Rock, or a Joey from 105. Or this is just me throwing out people that went out to the tryout, not a set team. I'm just saying, like, you put those 5 athletes or 6 athletes on the field, or 7 or 8, 10 athletes on the field, like, bro, we're probably gonna beat 99% of the people that are gonna play.
Damn.
And that's a bold statement. And I know, George, I'm sorry you got butt hurt, but I'll call you out. Like, don't be scared. Coach your team.
So like I said, I love this concept. Is there someone, so it's a 15-man roster, right?
Yeah.
So in that 15-man roster, would you say you guys have like 14 guys set already, or 13 guys set, or 12 guys set? Or is it getting really, really difficult to pick those last few players?
I think for the core people, I think there's an initial core. I'm not gonna say who, but I think there's an initial. They know who they are.
Right.
There's an initial core. I believe the next couple of players that you're gonna use to fill is gonna be the difference in us being able to actually be very good, or just be able to compete. Because at the end of the day, USA still has athletes. They still have people that can score and win. So, I think with the different pickups that we make, we can just eliminate them from contention because they're not going to have the same athletes that we have.
Right. On the field, it's going to be interesting to see those matches. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to join on what team or not. I heard Julio got hurt.
Yeah.
He went to did he have a shot to make that Cuba team?
Listen, he had the shot. He's a very good rusher. He also brings the different what's the word I'm looking for? The versatility of being able to play both ways in a 10-man format, because that's what the FFWCT Olympic division is 10 man. So if somebody gets hurt or somebody gets tired, he has the ability to come in and out on offense. But I knew something was weird when I saw him with a knee brace, and I was like, this guy hasn't worn a knee brace in a while. So I noticed that. I said it to Andy. He's like, yeah, I noticed that too. And then a couple plays later, he said, nah, I pretty much tore my ACL. I was like, fuck. So that pretty much brought our rusher competition to the final 3.
Yeah, I mean, that guy's a dog, bro. I've known that kid since he was 14, we used to play together. We started playing basketball together actually for like a year or two. Then I told him that I used to do pickup flag, which I don't know if you ever heard of it. We used to just call it Banyan because we used to play at Banyan Park, and I did that for a few years. And after Andres' brother started playing with me, and then he told me about Dundee, and then he told me how great it was, and then I just it was
You're all in.
it was the best one of the best things that's ever happened to me. But man, fucking love that guy. I hope speedy recovery. Sorry if I didn't have to say anything or I should have stayed quiet. I really don't give a fuck. All I care about is your health, and I
Absolutely.
really hope you get better.
Eddie's gonna yell
Uh,
at him for sure.
but yeah. Now we talked about Cuba. We talked about Nas being the worst organization in football. We talk about you getting annoyed by Mally because of a fucking call he made. Get over it, by the way.
I'm
Uh,
working on it. I'm working. I gave him a high
we
five the other day.
we we talked about the shitty teams. We talked about the GOAT being dud of the week and underperforming, but I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to get cursed. Okay, I gotta be honest. I don't want to talk too much about David and say anything because last time I said that he's dog water at fives, he ended up winning the whole thing.
Well,
But
I
let's
text
talk
him.
about Michael fucking Sabina, bro.
Ooh, Michael Sabina.
Listen, if you are listening right now, I love everybody in this league. I don't hate no one, right? I love all the shows. Love Dundee Live. Shout out, rest in peace, Coffee with a Cup back in the day. Uh, shout out, Captain's Corner. Shout out your new show,
Beyond the
was
Scrubs
Beyond the Scrubs. You guys has huge potential. I thought the first episode
was
was
rough.
mid. I thought it was mid.
Second one's gonna be fire.
Yeah, but I heard what you guys are gonna do or bring to the table, and fuck, shit, bro. Oh, y'all might steal some votes, But I mean, yeah, it's time, It's time for someone else to get some love. But Dundee Live ain't it without Michael Sabina. Michael Sabina is that motherfucker, bro. And this guy has brought something to this league that people are not understanding. He's the best troller out of here because he pisses anybody off. Anybody off, and even though you don't admit it, he gets to you.
He does. He does. I mean, it doesn't get to me. It doesn't get to
What
me.
is it about Michael Sabina that it's literally just gets like people's skin just fucking irritated, bro?
So here's the thing. All right. I think Michael Sabina, and I've said this too, is probably the best thing that's ever happened to this league. All right. Him winning was probably the worst thing that could happen to the league. And him winning twice is the possible worst thing that because he is absolutely just uncontainable. Bro, I texted him the other day. We were texting back and forth. Bro, he came at us that in that first game of the season, calling me every name in the book. How can you go 1-2? Bro, and the fact that he was that toxic, all right. I felt like if I was playing in like a WWE match, where I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna get the chair, type deal. But like, bro, like I was texting him back and forth. I'm like, yo, I want to mic you up because I bought these mics and I want to mic him up. He goes, bro, I'm gonna, we're going back and forth. I go, I need your toxic, I need you to be toxic. He goes, bro, it's just not me. I'm like, no, embody that shit, live it. He goes, bro, I'm gonna get punched one day. I'm like, who gives a fuck? I go, the element of what you bring to this fucking league with your ability to troll. And the problem is that he trolls and it's calculated. All right. He trolls with stats. He trolls with fucking like facts. Everything that he says, like you have to eat because he's already done the research. All right. I can't tell you that I've watched DD live because I haven't. But if he's not on that show, that's the greatest part of that show. There's not a personality that can carry a show like Michael, like Mikey. He brings this little style with his fucking blazer, his fucking, his background, his sunglasses. I mean, the guy shows up in a fucking tuxedo to the fucking draft. Come on. So, I think the league needs Mikey Sabina, bro. I think a league without Mikey is pretty boring because that guy trolls like with a capital T.
Yeah, and thank you to all that are doing these segments, that are taking their time. I know everybody has a busy life. Maybe people run companies, people have jobs. Thank you for doing that. But just as a fan, as a Dundee fan, this is a general statement. This is not targeting one person. Find something different to do. I'm finding, and I took this week off, right? Last week off, I didn't come here and I didn't do a hot seat. And this hot seat's a little different than the other ones I've done. but I kind of just analyzed everything, you know. And I think my opinion when it comes to this is pretty fucking valid, So listen to me, gentlemen. Try to find something different to do. Try to be a little bit more creative. Try to not always just sit there and analyze team by team and see what they could have done better or wrong or this is the guy that's gonna be MVP. Like, guys, spice it up, come up with something different. Throw a few of these, or I don't know. Just be creative, because I love watching other shows. Andres used to get on my ass back in the day because I wasn't watching them fully. He said, "No, bro, you gotta watch them, bro. This is your league." I'm like, "Oh shit, you're right. This is my league."
Yeah.
So he's right on that. So thank you for him for making me realize that, because another thing he says, and I say this every year, we don't know how many of these we have.
Of
So
course.
I'm gonna every show, whatever. I'm gonna watch it to my fullest. But with all that fucking gayness said, what is the worst show this year? Actually, what was the worst show last year? Because this year we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. What was the worst show last year?
Bro, listen, I think give me the name of the shows last year because it's hard for me to watch, bro. If
I
it's
just
not,
remember seeing
I watch Hot
Swazo
Seat.
and Devin. We had Yoan with Andy. Oh, it was
Bro,
really
listen,
cool.
all the smoke with Johan and Andy when they can't figure out, how to work things, like that shows Garbaggio. Like when they resort to the Instagram live of like, hey, give us a show, you know. All the smoke was cool at once, you came out, you talked a bunch of shit, and that was the smoke, and that was it. Everybody was
This
having a cigar.
this is like a little insider I have with I don't know who was with Andres. All the smoke. This is the only unscripted show in Done Deal. We're not like Done Deal Live where they're all scripted and we say all this and that. Motherfuckers, I wish I could show you my screen. It's blank right now. I just got out of work 30, 40 minutes ago. I'm like, Andres, I'm just gonna shoot this shit with Petey. I really don't know what I'm gonna do. But I love that. I love that they do that. It's not cool or anything. It's just it's a genuine touch to it, and that's what makes them maybe a little bit more different. But Andy was irrelevant on
Absolutely.
those shows.
All he brought was a
And
cigar.
after seeing that, and after seeing Andy's personality and him with his setup, because that was at his crib, right?
No, that was at his home office, like the office at in Hollandale.
Oh, in Holland. Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that's super sick. Like you guys have an advantage, and you guys have something that's gonna literally, like, it. Trust me, bro. You guys have something there. You guys will figure it out. I'm pretty sure. But
Oh
just
no,
seeing
listen, I
Andy
got a
get
ton of
his
ideas.
own, like seeing his personality more on like a podcast, more swaggish type vibe. I fucking loved it. I can't wait for all the shit that you guys
Next
are gonna
week,
say.
next week we're gonna
And
record.
it brings me back to done deal now. Who is the most overrated player on the football skill set level? So just football in general in Dundee right now, who's the most overrated player that gets a lot of hype that people talk about? Maybe they always draft him high, or maybe he's a high captain, whatever. And you're like, bro, like really, bro, you're not that guy, bro.
Fuck, bro. I'd have to look. I mean, I have to look. Like there's obviously like obviously guys that I think I'm like, wow, how did that guy go there, or how did this go here? But overrated to a T to like, bro, overrated. And this could be anybody, a cap or anything like that,
It
right?
could be a cap, probably a tier two. I wouldn't reach down.
I mean, low key, I'm overrated as fuck. And again,
Right. Listen,
because of
I mean, I already named you all the caps, so I'll just start naming you the tier twos. You have Brian G, Grant, Julio, Josh A, Chris Martinez from the Giants. You have Daniel Elias. You have Flacco, which I think should be underrated.
underrated,
Yeah, like
100%.
that guy's
That guy
disgusting, bro.
brings.
He's just everywhere. You have Dusty and DR from the Jags. Norman, Julio, Jerry, Jesus, Sabina, Pablo, Devin, Chris Martinez from the Niners.
Bro, like,
Manny S.
but look at all those names you're giving me, bro.
Right,
Like all those guys that they're lucky to be tier twos this season. So
right.
you can't say guys are overrated when they're tier twos. For this miracle season that they're tier twos, half those guys wouldn't even be tier twos in last season. I don't know. It's hard to underrate. It's hard to say people are overrated when I personally feel the talent in our league is a lot different. So, I mean, if I had to pick a tier two that's overrated, I say me. You know. And not because I'm just trying to be biased or not start shit. Because I mean, I can't say shit about like I can't say Grant's overrated because that dude's not. You know. And honestly, I haven't paid attention enough to the rest of the tier twos to really see, um, to really say that somebody's overrated or not. Like, oh, this guy sucks. You know. Because I think
Um,
honestly, I think they all suck.
all right, so we're getting close to pretty much ending this. So I'd like to end it with you asking me a question. So start thinking about it, but I'm gonna ask you one more question.
Yeah.
Um, Panama. A lot of the captains missed, even though we forgot about they were making fun of us for forgetting about Al, that he went to Panama also. Um, those tournaments, because some people were saying, "Oh, bro, they're playing fucking a bunch of nobodies or whatever." Like, damn, they really wasted and missed out a done deal week just to fucking go to Panama and do that. Isn't that something they always do though? Like ESS usually goes to Panama or some shit. Like, I don't know. Like, what's your overall thought on that?
My question is, how many of y'all went to Panama to play?
Like, what do you mean? Like me?
Yeah, like
Like,
no. I'm saying like the people that are saying that, like how many
right?
of them had the caliber to go play in Panama? You know
Probably
what I'm
never
saying?
had.
Like, huh?
They probably never had. They had to have the opportunity there.
Exactly. In order for you to have that opportunity, you got to be good. Yes, if even if they're playing nobody's out there, they're still there.
Right.
They're still playing. You still got to get on one of these squads. So like, listen, I'll never turn down an opportunity to play out of town, especially in another country or in another environment where you see a different culture. Mexico was a huge eye opening for a lot of us. Really, like we went there, like bro, they treated us like gold. They loved us. We were a fan favorite. And the same thing out there when I don't knock those guys for going to travel. But it does piss me off sometimes where the commitment level is like, don't sign up for the league if you're going to put your team in an 0-3 hole, or don't sign up to the league knowing you got other commitments. Because, there's a lot of people that, everybody pays money for this league. There's a lot of people that come out there and like, fuck, we got to go 0-3 without a quarterback. I thought the teams that didn't have a quarterback, they survived more or less here and there. But yeah, I mean, I don't knock those guys for going. Let them do them. Whether they played nobody or not, it doesn't matter. That's still an experience that I would say 95% of this league won't ever experience.
Agreed. That's a good perspective to have. That is true. Like you're competing in a different city, in a different atmosphere with brand new faces, and you're obviously balling the fuck out. That must feel awesome. I know that they were sending pictures and shit like, oh, Panama champs and all that. So I just thought it was interesting because that's what everybody was thinking about. But well, PD, interesting hot seat. We've got to learn a little bit about everything. Done deal, Cuba, Red Zone, you back in the day with Peaky. But tell me, ask me. You had the opportunity to ask me any question, put me on the hot seat. What do you got?
Nah, we're not gonna go no hot seat, but like, are you ever gonna carry me to like a dub in Warzone?
A
Because
dub in Warzone.
I need to see, I need to experience the CP type of game. I've heard a long time that you've been discussing in this, and yeah, I get my 10 and 12 here and there, but when you're in the 28 category, that's changing. So my question to you is, are you gonna let me play with you one day?
Bro, it was funny, bro. Now that you bring that up, I think it was versus the Bengals, bro. I was having a pretty average day. I just did my job, playing defense, doing my thing. And then, bro, out of everybody, the Bengals that had no captain decided to open their fucking mouth. They decided to start fucking talking. And that's the worst thing you could do to at least any team, especially my team specifically, because we were cool the whole fucking day. And then, bro, these motherfuckers started talking. Yeah, we're gonna talk this shit. Yeah, yeah, bitch, pussy. Oh, your mom, all this and that. And I'm like, I was just like, really, guys, you guys really want to do this? So every time I made a play or whatever, I'm like, yo, you guys are getting fucking dogged by a fucking guy that all he does is play fucking Call of Duty all fucking day. This would be fucking embarrassing. But to answer your question, bro, I mean, anytime, bro. Right now, I'm playing more on rank play, which is like the competitive
Yeah,
scene in, in
I play
Call
that too, but
in Call of Duty.
I'm
I'm
in
I'm
bronze.
hooked. I'm hooked on that. I'm hooked on that like crazy
I
town.
just can't get a solid four to play. So like when I have to like find a third or find or
It's
be that
crucial. You
one,
need you
yeah,
need
you need a
four
four.
to go on a hot streak in there,
Yeah.
and I'm like the what do you like to call it, like the Anthony Hernandez of flag football, but COD. I like playing with my friends. I like playing with
Yeah.
my boys. So my boys aren't the best, but I really fucking enjoy playing with them. Honestly, bro, if I found a good fucking team and good players around me, I might like they call it challengers, which challengers is like right beneath the pro level. I might
Right.
make some noise over there, bro. If I really put the time in there. But yeah, bro. Anytime, one of these days we'll link up. I'll
I'm
carry
down.
you. You'll see what's good. You'll see that I'm like probably really fun to play with too, because I like to troll a lot too.
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say you
also
look like a troller.
I put push to talk on, then I press my keyboard and I start talking shit to the other team, and it's so much fun. But yeah, bro. Shout out to Kevin. My son, Kevin, you're really stupid for doing what you did. Don't go out there trying to disrespect me and trying to be fucking cool that I'm your fucking son or nothing. No, Bobby. No.
And throw 5 picks.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. And stop. Everybody. Don't throw the ball nowhere near Bender. No one. Please stop.
Bender and
Alright.
Devin. Bender and
Yeah,
Devin.
Bender and
lead
Devin are fucking.
They lead
are
the league in
nuts,
picks.
bro.
That's crazy.
But yeah, shout out to you guys. Shout out to Kevin. Thank you for everything. Shout out to Yohan and Andy. They're on a cruise right now, getting lit. Do y'all thing. We'll hold it down, and I hope to see y'all next week.
Que la calle bota fuego,
Any last
fuego,
words?
falla, falla, fuego, fuego,
I'll see y'all Scrubs next week.
fuego, fuego.